To meet you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much.
So do you want to tell everyone what brings you to Toronto?
I am here for the premiere of The Unleashed. It is a Dark House Films release. The De Silva family, Manny De Silva director, Wilson De Silva, Diane De Silva producers, Diane De Silva, L.A. Lopes writers. It's a fabulous movie. It's a good old-fashioned scary movie, ghost story kind of movie. It's got a Ouija board theme, which is one of the very first ones that's been made. And there's been a lot of interest in making Ouija board films, but Dark House got to it first. And I play, what is my character's name?
Professor Curtis.
Yeah.
I'm Professor Amanda Curtis. I'm Professor Amanda.
Oh
Amanda.
yeah, I'm Amanda, for those who don't know.
There we
But a
go.
really terrific part, and I got to work opposite a wonderful, wonderful Canadian actor named Colin Paradine. And I'll tell you, from the moment I got on board with Dark House, it's been an absolute luxury ride. It's been wonderful.
That's wonderful. So you're actually not new to horror films. You've been in the Texas Chain Car Massacre 2 and Halloween 2. So how is The Unleashed different from those films that you've been in before?
This one gives me a lot more to do besides scream and run. This is actually a pretty serious role because the professor is she's a professor of the paranormal. So I had a lot of enthusiasm for it because I got to actually look into somebody's eyes and relate to them and have some movie moments that I haven't always been familiar with. So it was a wonderful opportunity.
That's amazing. So what can you tell us about Professor Curtis? Anything crazy happen or?
Well, I can't give away the story.
I know.
All I know is that I got to work with Colin Paradine. It's a bit of a confrontation scene of sorts, but it sets up the movie and everything that happens in the movie. And it establishes the basis of reality for the paranormal and the supernatural. And I think it does it really convincingly. And that was the great thing about playing the character, is I got to explain to another character why this belief system is substantive and so many people around the world believe in the supernatural.
Yeah, there are a lot of believers, so I take it you had a good time with the cast and crew. Was there any pranks on set or anything? What was it like?
You know, we did, basically it was a one-day shoot. The thing that was great about it is I flew in, we went over the script, we had a day to rehearse, which is an incredible luxury because that never happens. And then we actually shot the film, and I can tell you, everyone working that day, it was a full day, it was a big day, but everybody working that day felt like we were doing something really fun and exciting for the audience. You could almost feel the audience watching. And when you've got a feeling like that, you know that you're doing a good product. You know you're making a good movie.
Absolutely. So, do you ever get genuinely scared when you're filming? Because I know you had a scene in the Texas Chain Car Massacre 2 where the villain's holding a chainsaw to your genital. So, were you scared?
Yes. There's a difference between chainsaws and Ouija boards, as we know. Chainsaw, it was the first experience that I'd had to do something so action-oriented. And working with, simply the sound of the saw is enough to get you going.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the Ouija board, Ouija it's almost about silence. You're waiting for the board to communicate to you. And it's a visual form of communication, except, of course, in this movie. I'm not a Ouija board person. It creeps me out a little bit. And even working on this movie, I would never indulge it. When I was a kid, when we were kids, we would push the little planchette around the board and pretend that something horrible was going to happen to us. And of course, nothing ever did. But I don't believe in inviting that element into my life.
So do you
It might
believe
be
in ghosts?
fun.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I want them to visit me. They never come.
It might be fun in the sequel. We'll see.
A sequel.
You never know.
You never know.
Part 2, Part 3. So do you believe in ghosts yourself, or have you had any experience with paranormal, or?
You know, if you're a person of faith, I think it's almost impossible to separate yourself fully from the spiritual life.
Yeah.
And I think our memories of our loved ones are so strong. They so inform our existence. I know friends and family of mine who have passed on, I still hear their voices vividly. I still intuit what advice they would give me in any given situation. So in that respect, they're always with me, and their spirits are very much alive. I don't call them ghosts,
Yeah.
only because they don't appear as apparitions or in any kind of form, and I can't say that I've ever seen one. But I don't know that I would, if I did see one, I don't know that I would deny it to myself.
So I know for a lot of people it's comforting to think that there's an afterlife and whatnot. So I guess that's all good.
I'm happy to not know anything definitively, but like I said, I do know that those who have been a part of my life are still very, very much with me and very much within me. You know, their memories are very alive. They may not be here, but they're here.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
It's only a small step.
Yeah.
It's only one step beyond, so to speak.
Well, those are all my questions. So check out Caroline Williams in The Unleashed.
There
Looking
we go.
forward.